What's happening, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Pancis. If it's your first time tuning in, please smash that subscribe button. If not, thanks for your continued support. Today we are back at it with my 2004 Saab 9.5 Aero. We got an update for you. We're gonna do the transmission mount on this car. I did it off camera, one of the updates, recent history here, we've done the passenger mount, which was completely destroyed, and then last week off camera I did the rear damper mount behind the engine. That thing was like cracked. I'll show you a video right here of what that looked like. So now that that's all replaced, we're gonna go ahead and do the transmission mount, and then all the mounts are fresh. The torque mount is a polyurethane, and that one is still pretty bulletproof from when we did it almost 100,000 miles ago. It's still in perfect shape. That's how good those are. But when I was changing the rear damper mount, I noticed the squeaking noise coming from the transmission area when the engine was moving, and I hear that when the car is cold in the morning and I put it in gear, it like makes this rubbery squeak. So it's probably that bushing that's in that mount, which I can show you here in a second. That's bad, and I've never actually replaced it once on this car since we've had it. So we're gonna go ahead and do it, and then all engine mounts have been refreshed and replaced at some point this year, in the last 6 months. So let's hop into it. Alright guys, so this is the transmission mount here. It's pretty easy. You got 1, 2, 3, 4 bolts and then a nut that sits in the middle, and it lives underneath the battery and battery tray. So pretty straightforward here. We're just going to remove the battery and the battery tray, which is like 10 and 13 millimeter socket, and then I think the bolts holding this on are 13 millimeter and the center is 18, but we'll get into the details here in a second. All right, so 3 10 millimeter bolts or nuts. Take this off, 1, 2, and 3 on the side. Then you guys can get access to all these. So you got 1, 2, we got 4 13 millimeter, and then center is 18. So you just have to move this thing around. So I'll do it off camera on high speed here. And just like that, guys, as you saw, we have this thing completely ready to go. So I'm just gonna pull this out. Oh yeah, this thing's completely broken. See that? That's not supposed to be like that. Oh man. All right, let me get this thing out. Oh yeah, guys, check this thing out. Completely busted up. See that? So I've never replaced this before once. It's a good thing we have this thing finally out. So I'm gonna go ahead and reinstall the new one. New one goes in there like this. You guys can see this is not busted up. It's not supposed to shake like that. So let me get this thing in there and we'll take this thing for a test ride. All right, guys, and like that, you're looking at 20 minutes from start to finish to do this job. Pretty simple, guys. So I'll stay tuned here. We're gonna give this thing a quick drive, and we'll wrap it up. All right. I already noticed a huge difference just going from park to reverse and drive. Car is much smoother here. That kind of a transmission mount failure can definitely lead to other mounts failing. That being said, the passenger side mount I never replaced when we got the car. The only mounts that I did do was the rear mount and the upgrade on the torque mount, and I never did the transmission mount. So now, in the last 3 months, we've done the passenger mount, rear mount again, and now we just did the trans. So now everything's pretty much fresh. And obviously the torque mount is the polyurethane, so that thing ain't going anywhere. So it's good stuff. And so here we are in our 2004 Saab 9.5 with almost 270,000 miles on it. And it runs pretty much like brand new. And that's the way we're gonna keep it going. It's always a work in progress, right? Things are constantly breaking and being replaced, and things that have been replaced 100,000 miles ago are being replaced again. So it's just kind of par for the course here. But the car runs phenomenally well. So thanks to you guys for watching and tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the journey. You guys have been following this car for the last almost 4 years. It's 3.5 years now that we've had this car. We've done some work and stuff over the years, but hasn't been too bad. Normal stuff along the way, some preventative maintenance along the way, some things to do just to do. And that's just kind of how this thing rolls. But we're not getting rid of this car. It runs phenomenally well, and it's priceless. There's no price that I can put on this car that would make me say I'm gonna sell it. So there's your answer to that. Please like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys on the next one.